Bénédicte, you've heard a lot, we all heard quite a lot about some market trends. We've got an invitation, we've got merger and acquisition over here, we've got best friends, plenty of things actually within these quite challenging times. What is your view on the future of infrastructure?
Thank you, Christina. Indeed, this is something that has been addressed already, and I think many live topics have been addressed in the panels about EV charging, about mining, about Saudi, about as well the current uncertain environment with the inflation and rising interest rates. But going forward, as Paddy mentioned, the future of infrastructure is bright because the needs are huge to invest into infrastructure. And I would just like to give a bit more color on this. If you look just at renewable energy, what the International Energy Agency has stated is that we would need $1 trillion of investment per year over the next decade. So that's 3 times what has been invested over the last 10 years. And it was already a significant part of our activity. And just to stress that this is only for renewable energy. But climate transition comes with a lot more investments. You will need, of course, we've talked about hydrogen, batteries, biofuels, but you will also need electrical interconnection. And this is to be added up to digital transition, which is, as we all know, driving a lot of needs as well. The need for data is still booming. The 5G is coming. The fiber is not yet installed everywhere. And there are many geographies where the investments needed will be huge in this respect. And it adds up as well to all the more classical types of infrastructure, transportation, etc., which are a bit less active in Europe in Europe I would say mainly, but there are some parts of the world where the needs are not yet addressed, and we can see that there are more and more countries where project finance is becoming easier, and where foreign investors are more attracted than they were before. So Saudi is an example, but Middle East in general. And many countries in Asia as well are attracting a bit more capital. So this is the needs that make our business rational. And the other, obviously, feature that you all know well is that we are more protected than other asset classes from market movements, and we can see that very clearly in the current situation. We benefit from inflation in infrastructure. The interest rates are generally hedged over the long term, and we can witness, as we have done already during the 2008 crisis, that when there is a crisis, investing in infrastructure is a safe place to be. However, the current changes are drastic, and we need to be careful, and I think it's really time to be more selective in the way we address the projects, because the changes are at the moment are high. It will stabilize over the long term, but right now we need to be a bit more selective.
Well, you're saying we have to be more selective, but at the same time, the market tends to actually get saturated in these very, again, challenging times. How do you still support your clients in these times? How do you do?
Yes, well, the market is not yet saturated, as we said. There is a lot of liquidity, but we can see that some parties in the market, some investors, institutional investors in particular, are a bit in a wait-and-see mode because of this need for selectivity that I was just mentioning, and that we have as well at NATIXIS. This is the way we have worked already in the last 10 years. We've always been selective, and we have always tried to bring quality to what we do and not necessarily quantity. This INFRADAY, I believe, is a great example of the way we do things with a quality mindset. We have high-quality panelists that I would like to thank again. Very lively topics that are for the interest of everyone. We are brainstorming together to see how we could do better business together, and we have a very selected audience. So this quality is really what we want to do in our daily business. Paddy mentioned it, and thank you for that. We want to bring value to our clients through structuring ideas, pragmatic approach. We want to adapt our approach to new paradigms. I would like to take the example here of electricity projects, renewable projects in particular, where you have a completely new paradigm with, indeed, higher interest rates, higher construction costs, and much higher electricity prices, but which are most of the time not captured by the projects because they already have contracted revenues, so they cannot, in most cases, benefit from the merchant revenues. What we have done at NATIXIS over the last few years already, but more intensely over the last few months, is to try and give a broader share of merchant revenues in our project. We are doing it very carefully. We don't want to be again in the position that we had in 2000 when many merchant projects got bankrupt. Today, there is a strong rationale for having a merchant part. The electricity prices have to go up if we want to keep producing renewable energy and nuclear energy, etc. So there is a rationale behind having a part of merchant risk if the leverage is low and the break-even are satisfactory. Just as an example of how we are adapting to these new paradigms. And this is also a way to do sustainable business, and sustainability is key in all aspects, in the way we do business with our clients, but also in what we finance. So green is a very important topic for us. And I think we will keep working with our Green Hub to finance always greener projects, even if there is a need as well for energy independency that we will try to finance as well and to help. But it doesn't mean that we will change our goals in terms of financing the energy transition. Obviously, originate to distribute has been mentioned quite a few times. It is our key focus. We need to be very aligned to our partners' needs in terms of financing, even if sometimes they are, in a different situation from ours because they are more inclined to do arbitrage between illiquid and liquid asset classes. We need to understand their needs and to find a way to address these needs. So all of this to say that even if league tables were very favorable to us in 2021, I think we were number 2 MLA worldwide, number 4 for renewables, number 1 in the US. This is not our goal. What we want, again, is quality and not necessarily quantity. What we really want, and then Christine mentioned it as well earlier today, we want to match the two worlds of institutional investors and our customers in a smart and sustainable way.
Last question, what would you like to say to all these people coming from different countries as a, let's say, a conclusion word?
Well, I would like to thank you all for having attended this event. I think it was a very nice event once again, and I would really like to thank Antoine Saint-Olive, who has been the architect of this event, and all the panelists and all the moderators of the panels, the communication, business managers, etc., the teams, the management of the bank, and above all, our partners and clients who are really the ones who are bringing us here, and the reason why we are doing this event is really to gather everyone.
Well, thank you very much. A great applause to you also, Bénédicte de Giafferri.